to BECA Sports Network, live from Marcus Hall, Studio 1. I'm your host, Alex. With me today are analysts Ferris and Max. So much is happening all at once. The MLB just crowned a new champion, the NFL is at the halfway mark of the season, and the NBA is back in action. We got a lot to talk about. Let's get started. How about this MLB season? The Texas Rangers are your newly crowned 2023 MLB champions, defeating the Arizona Diamondbacks in 5 games. Corey Seager, former LA Dodger, wins his second World Series MVP after having a great series, particularly in Game 1, trailing by 2 in the bottom of the 9th. Seager hits a game-tying 2-run homer to set up Adolis Garcia for a walk-off homer 2 innings later for the win. What is your guys' overall reaction to the World Series?
Honestly, my initial reaction is they spent a lot of money the past 2 years, like about $500 million.
Yes.
And it was yielding them nothing. So they were throwing money at a problem, and then when they finally got Bruce Bochy, a championship-winning manager who knows how to put the pieces together, that's when they fully took over the step. Bruce Bochy is the key to them winning this world title. And honestly, I'm happy for the Texas Rangers because back in the day, their back-to-back appearances that were thwarted by the Giants. So Bruce Bochy was the key because looking at the team in San Diego, they spent $500 million as well, and they were 4th in their division. Right? They didn't even make it.
We'll talk about that team in a second because we have to talk about the manager.
Yeah.
But I will say, I think the baseball, good World Series, but baseball is a little upset about the World Series. They did not want the Rangers and maybe the Rangers, they did not want the Diamondbacks in that World Series.
I agree with you, but my biggest irritation is like fans who like are now like execs, because I realized I watched this episode with David Sampson, who's a former Marlins president. He says, we don't care about the ratings, like the rating number on the show.
Yeah.
We care about the ad revenue we sell for the show.
Right.
That's the only thing we care about. Ratings actually don't matter to the league office and to these teams. It's about the ad revenue. And I'm kind of irritated that these fans talking about ratings this, rating that. Who cares? It's not your job to care about the ratings. You're a fan.
Okay.
You have to care, though.
No, care about your team, not the ratings.
I didn't watch it.
Regardless, guys, congratulations to the Texas
And
Rangers.
Bruce Bochy. Congratulations, Bruce Bochy. Yeah. But I do think they're going to change this format because the Diamondbacks.
Probably.
All right. Well, during the end of the MLB playoffs, the San Francisco Giants made a move and hired, like you said, Bob Melvin as their new manager, replacing Gabe Kapler. Melvin was a former player, managed 4 Major League Baseball teams, and won 3 Manager of the Year awards. Is Bob Melvin the right person for the job?
I think he's the best option as of right now. I think he was one of the better options. I personally wanted Stephen Vogt, but I'm fine with Bob Melvin. The one thing that's a little concerning is what Ferris just said, is that he had a really good team in San Diego, and they didn't win crap this year.
Well, in San Diego, he had to manage, actually.
Well,
because when he was in Oakland, they gave him a sheet, and he read off the sheet.
yes, and that's the other problem.
And that's the problem.
Is it going to be more of that?
Also, too, don't say he was the best option out on there because the Cubs stole Craig Counsell. You cannot just go steal a manager.
We stole Bob Melvin. He was still
under contract.
Yeah, we stole Bob Melvin.
Why don't you go after Craig Counsell?
I wanted Stephen Vogt, but I think
Vogt's going to Cleveland.
I think he's a decent manager. He's better than Gabe Kapler. I think it's going to be good to see him with the Giants, back with Farhan. But I am afraid of what you said. Are they going to hand him a sheet and say, this is your lineup every day? Yeah. Is this going to be your pitching staff every day?
Or does he have to do it?
Right.
Like make the sheet. I think that's the thing with the difference between Oakland and San Diego. In San Diego, he had to make it. He had to put people in position. In Oakland, they gave him a sheet. This is it. Then keep it moving. And honestly, with Oakland, he was playing with house money. There was no expectations.
Yeah, and he did well there.
No expectations.
He did well there, though.
Yeah. No, he did well there because sometimes when you have no expectations, you're playing with house money.
They had good team. They had talent.
Yeah, sometimes. But the system was the talent.
Right.
Then the system fails in the playoffs like every year it did. Shout out to Coco Crisp. Love you, dog. But
Get Coco Crisp out of here.
Don't disrespect Coco Crisp.
This has nothing to do with Coco Crisp. I'm talking about Giants. Okay. Bob Melvin, I think, is the best manager right now for the team right now. We're going to see how it works with Farhan. I think Farhan's a problem. I think we're not going to get anywhere until Farhan either changes his philosophy, like you said. I hate the sheet. I hate handing a manager a sheet.
It's too analytical in baseball.
Like Bruce Bochy, what did Bruce Bochy do? He just won. Is he analytical?
No.
Kind of,
because here's the thing, because he knows you could take stats.
Yes.
But stats don't tell the full story. Stats without context are just numbers.
So that's what I'm afraid
nothing.
of. Do I think he's the right person for the job? On paper, in a way, yes, but is the philosophy going to change? Is there going to be a change from our platoons? Are we going to have openers? Are we going to do this same crap that's been 500 baseball for the past 3 years? With no direction,
Except
no
that 1 year.
nothing. Except that 1 year, Buster Posey gave us 107 wins. Yeah. But what I'm saying is we need a direction. I don't know if it's Bob Melvin's job. I think it's more on Farhan. I think he needs to build a better team around Bob and have a direction moving forward. And I think that's the bigger problem.
Okay, wait, that kind of leads into this. And I know it's a little early to mention the off season and free agency in baseball, but looking ahead, which free agency scenarios would you guys like to see happen?
I'm all in on foreign players. That's my take. Let's go get Shohei. Let's go get Yamamoto from Japan. Let's go get the other KBO center fielder, I forget his name, Lee. Let's go get all of them. Let's make Shohei happy. Let's spend $300 million this offseason. Actually, for Shohei, we're going to have to spend more than that. Let's spend $500 million this offseason. Go get those foreign players. Shoot some life into this team, and let's roll. I'm tired of not spending money and just not having players to go and see and watch. I always was against overpaying, but I'm down. Let's overpay Cody Bellinger. Let's overpay Shohei Ohtani. Let's just get them in the ballpark and just see what happens. Like, I'm over this 500 platoon mixed match opener BS. I'm over it.
Also, too,
what the Rangers do? You just said it. They spent money.
Yeah, exactly. But the money was yielding nothing until they got a good manager.
Right. Yeah.
So
that's
you
have to spend it first.
Yeah,
you have to spend it first.
So Blake Snell, the back half of the season was a Cy Young candidate. The reason he didn't win it because his first half was absolute garbage.
What? Did they announce it already?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
I'm saying
he's gonna win it.
How do you know?
Logan Webb ain't gonna win it, and Zach Gallen ain't gonna win it.
No. Well, Zach Gallen may win it. He had a great year in Arizona.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like it's the pitching. The pitching is key, right?
Right.
And my thing is like I'm watching these big clubs, right? Like the Yankees. The Yankees, there's a lot of rumors around how they're trying to trade for Juan Soto, but
what is that going to do? What is that going to do?
No, the problem is they're not going to do it because they're scared. They love that they're making money, and that's all they don't care about actually winning baseball games. The key is this free agency class really is highlighted by Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah,
that's it. And
it's that and Cody Bellinger.
Yeah, and then also the Japanese pitcher that was put on post,
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto, as well as the third baseman for Japan.
Right. Go get all of those guys.
Tanahaka.
Get them all. They're free. They're young talent that you just spend money for. You don't have to give up assets.
The third baseman's 26 and the
pitcher's 25.
Yeah.
That's
young. But then also,
for free agency.
Saki. Well, also the Rokoi Saki, the pitcher for Japan, is 1 year away from free agency posting as well. So make sure to.
Again, I'm just saying those guys are under 30 free agents that you just spend money and you get on your team. I want that. I don't want to trade any. I shouldn't say I don't want to trade. I don't want to have to trade our assets to go get more assets. If we have the opportunity to just pay for assets, let's do that.
Yeah. Also, too, you may find some random kids because like Adonis Garcia was a random trade for the Texans.
His 16-year-old 10 years ago that no one remembered, and here he is winning MVP. Yes. So true.
Great stuff, guys. Don't go anywhere. There is more to talk about up next with the NFL.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the BECA Sports Network. My name is AJ and today we'll be highlighting another sports club, and that is rugby. Yeah, my name is Nathan LaRouche. I'm a third year here, fashion design major. I'm the captain of SF State's rugby team, and yeah. How did you first hear about the rugby club? I've been playing rugby my whole life, so I just transferred up here this semester. So I just kind of go straight to looking for rugby. It's a good family, it's a good time. So I just went straight to look into it. They had a little informational the first week, so just showed up, and the rest was history. So how long have you been a part of the rugby club? This is my first semester here. I just transferred in, so brand new. But I've been playing rugby since I was 7, so not new to me too much.
Oh, wait, so my question is, how did you become rugby captain after a semester?
I've just been playing for a while. I've got a lot of experience. I played a little bit for the national team in high school, and then I played D1 men's club rugby, which is essentially the highest level of rugby outside of playing pro out here. So I just had a lot of experience, and it was like I came up here for school, and I was like, I wanted to play rugby, so I just found the team, and then just kind of like, it's a newer team. We got a lot of fresh guys, a lot of guys new to rugby, so it just kind of like, I kind of just took on the role of like helping everyone out, just kind of like giving them like all the years of experience I've had, just trying to help them figure out the game and get better at it, and yeah, just kind of ended up as captain.
Yeah, how is it like being captain and in your role, like just that leadership role? How has it been so far?
It's definitely interesting. Like I've definitely been in like a leadership role with other teams and everything before, but I'm definitely like taking on a little bit more different of a role over here, like with a lot of new players and everything. So it's kind of like a player coach type of vibe. But it's been a good time. Like the guys trust me, like they like listening to me, they like playing with me and everything. So they've made it really easy on me to lead them.
All right, yeah. Do you have any like fun memories, or do you have any good memories with the rugby club so far?
Yeah, honestly, it's just kind of everything has been fun this semester. Like I said, like we got a great group of guys, so we've been doing a lot of stuff, from just like hanging out, having beers after a game, studying, like right now, just throwing up a random like touch session. Like we just got a great group of guys, so everything's been fun.
Oh, what do you like about rugby?
Rugby?
Yeah.
It's a complicated game. Like it requires you to think a lot, and I like games like that. Like I play the position fly half, so I got to do a lot of thinking and a lot of organizing for the team. I'm essentially like the QB, so I really like that aspect of it. It's like really complicated. It's almost like a chess game.
Okay. Well, you guys about to get in the game, so I'm gonna let you guys get to it. Appreciate your time.
No problem. Appreciate you guys too.
That's a great shot, Shara. That's a great pin. That was great. Hey, how you doing? What's your name?
My name's Johannes Sadi.
All right, how did you first hear about the rugby club?
Well, I transferred over here. I wanted to play soccer, and there wasn't a soccer club, so next best thing was rugby, I guess.
Yeah. What do you like about the rugby club?
We're really close.
Yeah.
Definitely very close. Like we goof off, and we have some fun, but we work hard.
Yeah.
We try to.
If you could dumb it down for someone that's never played rugby, how could you explain it to them?
15 on side, no goals to score a touchdown or a try. You got to bring the ball across the line and press it down. To play, you got to be behind the ball and on your feet. Mm-hmm. So you pass the ball behind, lateral and behind, and you're fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Have you ever participated in a competitive game with the team?
Oh yeah, we've had a couple. I mean, last year we had like maybe 12 guys, right? And so we didn't have any official games, but this year we have enough boys. We're in the league. Our first game is first week coming back from what is it? Spring term. Coming up, right?
Spring term's coming up, yes.
Yeah. So first game is at home. We're playing against Fresno State, and they won the club nationals last year. So it'll be a pretty good game. But yeah, we just got to stay fit over winter break. That's the big thing.
That's the thing.
So this is Tio. He's a French international student. That's another big thing from rugby, is that we take every international student that plays rugby. We've got like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
We have an Italian that comes here and there, but I think he's off seeing his girlfriend somewhere. But that's the big thing, is like rugby is an international sport, so you don't need to really know the language as well to play, right? You just yell at us to get back and pass.
Fair every third, be there or be square.
Perfect. I love you, man.
Yeah.
See you, my boy.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that was perfect. Appreciate your time.
No problem, man.
Yeah. And that is all we have for rugby. My name's AJ with the BECA Sports Network. Back to you in the studio.
With a wild NFL season, we are seeing crazier things happening in the Bay. The San Francisco 49ers have lost their last 3 games before entering their bye week, standing at 5-3, but are currently first in the NFC West, with the Seattle Seahawks losing to the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. But with all the question marks on the defense, John Lynch made a last-minute trade, acquiring defensive end Chase Young from the Washington Commanders for a 3rd-round pick to solidify that D-line. Guys, I know the 49ers were missing pieces, but what do you think has been the biggest issue for the Niners?
Well, I'll speak.
Okay.
Because you're a Giants fan. I think this is
So dismissive.
Yeah.
I can give you the rundown on Chase Young, but spew your propaganda. Go.
Yeah.
Spew your propaganda.
Yes.
I think this actually is a huge piece for us. I think we're missing a pass rush for really a lot of the year. We haven't had any pass rush. Like, granted, Bosa has pressure numbers up there or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
our pass rush hasn't been there. I think this trade is hopefully going to fix that huge issue. Like Chase Young on paper should add a huge pass rush to our defense.
And the acquisition of Randy Gregory. So you have two
Right.
solid. Because here's the thing. I hate the Eagles. I hate them with a passion. I hope
They're good, but yeah.
they run out 9 defensive linemen.
Right. Well, the Niners have been doing that, but they don't have
problem
the
is-
guns. They don't have the ammo this year.
You can run out 9, but are they a good 9?
Right.
Like the Eagles, Jalen Carter's a backup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's nonsense. The guy who was supposed to go number 1 overall in the draft that fell, again, I don't know why the NFL allowed that to happen. The Eagles get away with murder. Like, how do you give up a 5th or 6th and Terrell Edmonds for Kevin Byard? No one had a better deal?
No one.
No one?
No.
Howie Roseman has these families, and he's a veteran. Howie Roseman gets away with
Tampering some shit on the Eagles.
Also, too, with the Niners, man, is Deebo Samuel's injured.
Yes.
And he really opens up a piece because Brandon Ayuk's here and there.
Ooh.
And George Kittle, he blocks most of the time. He has great games against the Cowboys, but like, no offense, you're not pacing the Cowboys every week.
He had a good game last week, but yes.
He did. But I was a big fan of Brock Purdy. I never thought he was bad, but I never thought he was a game changer. He just fit Kyle Shanahan.
I think
He fit. But the problem is when you're a great QB, when not everything is going right. He doesn't have his Hall of Fame left tackle. He doesn't have his number 1 wide receiver, right? And he's not looking good. But then the problem is he also had the concussion.
Right.
And I think we realize like concussions do heavy damage for quarterbacks because I remember Tua Tagovailoa looked like he was lights out.
yeah.
He got a concussion and he looked like he didn't know what the hell he was doing.
For a couple of weeks, he did.
For a couple weeks.
Last year, his second half wasn't after those concussion issues.
Yeah,
were
and
a little rough.
I think Brock Purdy was when he was looking good like against Cincinnati. Then I think he got hit again, and then I think it re-aggravated it because his processing speed.
I think I'm putting a pin in our offensive issues. Yes, Trent's not in, but again, I think with what's been going on, those aren't concerns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brock was going to throw those interceptions even if Trent was there.
Yeah.
Debo hasn't really been the savior that everyone has expected him to be since that 2021 season.
No, yeah, he's been inconsistent.
Exactly, and I think we have to put a pin. The offense is going to be okay.
However,
my biggest concern has been the defense
Yeah.
because of not getting any pass rush, and like you said, it's exposing our secondary,
Right.
and that's been a huge thing.
So do you think DeMeco Ryans leaving was the biggest problem?
I think that's had a bigger problem than when DeMeco took over for Saleh. Like
Yes.
every transition has been really solid so far, and this one has been rocky, clearly, right? And like you can see that. So there's something.
And
there's something to
seeing
that.
what DeMeco's doing in Houston.
Yes.
Right.
And
Saleh.
Saleh with the Jets,
So
yeah.
so the thing with DeMeco is, unlike Saleh, is they gave DeMeco a quarterback.
Right.
Saleh hasn't had a quarterback since he got there, which is his fault.
What, Zach Wilson? You don't like Zach Wilson?
Absolutely.
What do you
not.
mean? You didn't see the Aaron Rodgers highlights of him running out with the flag? What are you talking
It was
about?
phenomenal. It was phenomenal.
That was great.
Zach Wilson, does better hunting down cougars than throwing touchdown passes.
I was going to say
Okay.
something about that.
Yeah.
Nice. Stacy's mom. It's got it going on.
Yeah, exactly. I think her name was Stacy.
Well, there we go. Right on theme.
Since we're talking about the Jets, let's travel to the East Coast.
Oh, yeah, you were talking about us. How's Daniel Jones working out for you over there?
It's not working.
They're having another disappointing season. The New York Giants are 2-7 after the 30-6 blowout loss to the Las Vegas Raiders, who just cleaned house after firing their general manager, head coach, and benched their starting quarterback. Raiders ownership also promoted Antonio Pierce to be the interim head coach. But for the Giants, quarterback Daniel Jones awkwardly falls after trying to avoid a sack to end the first quarter. He returned on the very next play and instantly falls on a non-contact play, grabbing his right knee. They ruled him out for the rest of the game, and later the team released a statement saying that he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Ferris, I know that you had more expectations for your team this season. I think a lot of Giants fans did. But what do you think they need to do to kind of get back on track? Or do you see them getting back on track?
No, the track, they're falling off the track. There is no track. The track is going off of a cliff. There's nothing on the track. blow it up.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's
blow
over.
it up.
Dable gone.
No. I mean,
You like
blow up
Dable?
the team. The reason Joe Judge and them only got 2 years is because the ownership forced Joe Judge on David Gettleman. What you do is ownership. This is the problem with ownership. You never hire a coach without a GM first. You hire the GM first because you need the GM and the coach to know each other. So 2 years ago, they hired the GM first.
Yeah.
They didn't look at coaches. They didn't care about the coaches. They hired the GM first. So they got Joe Shane. I knew when we got Joe Shane, Brian Daboll was going to be the coach because Joe Shane was the assistant GM in Buffalo. Brian Daboll was the offensive coordinator in Buffalo.
Makes sense.
They knew him. So of course, they are lockstep together. They're drafting well.
Right. They are drafting well.
Yeah. The problem is
Except Daniel Jones.
they need to. They didn't draft Daniel Jones.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. They need to fire Bobby Johnson. Bobby Johnson is not a good offensive line coach. I don't know why he's there. He's not good. Mike Munchak is one of the best offensive line coaches in the NFL history. It's him, and then there's Jeff Sutherland of the Eagles, and there's a couple of out there. Mike Munchak is unemployed. He's unemployed. And Brian Daboll talked about how he wanted a staff of not his friends. He wanted a staff of people who know their jobs. Guess what? Mike Munchak knows how to do his job. Go hire him. Because the offensive line is atrocious.
You know what I'll tell you? The offensive line sucks, but it's not going to help your quarterback.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It's not going to help your wide receivers.
No,
It's not going to help your defense.
It's not.
It's not going to help. Like, you have so many holes. The Giants.
No, the biggest hole is the biggest hole.
$140 million.
I know it was a bad decision. I didn't agree with the decision.
How
All
many
right.
touchdowns did Daniel Jones have over the past he has?
It's like 70. It's like 70. I don't care. The biggest hole is number 8. He's not. He's an okay QB. But he needs perfection around him.
Yeah.
But the problem is, perfection in the NFL doesn't exist. You won't get it.
Unless you're the Eagles and/or Chiefs.
Exactly. Well, no.
Yes.
Well, the Eagles, their receiving core is not good. People think
Well,
it's good.
No,
it's not.
they're receiving.
It's fine. It's not good.
AJ Brown's dope.
The Chiefs? Talk about the Chiefs here.
You just said the.
My bad. I meant the Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
The
receiving core
Eagles have a
sucks.
perfect team. That's why I'm angry. How do they get away with that? They have a perfect team.
They do. But no.
It's like Joe Burrow had no offensive line and still made the Super Bowl. Like, we need that quarterback.
Yeah. You do. And you thought you had him, and you paid him $140 million, and you.
But I'm a big fan of our defense. We have linebackers now.
Okay.
Mikey McFadden and Bobby Okereke. Phenomenal. Since Antonio Pierce. We haven't had a linebacker since Antonio Pierce. And shout out Antonio Pierce.
But it's more telling of where you're at when the Raiders have probably one of the biggest blow-ups and one of the most embarrassing
They hated
moments.
Josh McDaniels. It was the interim coach bump. They hated his guts.
I'm just saying though.
They hated his
Every
guts.
time, though. You gotta admit that every time. I
was
knew that
guts.
they were gonna win, but not to this extent,
Yeah.
guys.
Like the Raiders just blew up their entire team in front office and everything, and then you just got smoked by
Well,
them.
what happens when you
Danny
have
DeVito's playing quarterback.
Yeah, Danny DeVito's our quarterback. What do you expect?
And you didn't want to pay Saquon. Now you have to give him the ball 40 times a week.
I know.
What,
Give me money.
it sucks to be in such a disarray around your team.
That's a compliment. Disarray. It's full-on blown destruction.
Yeah.
Well, that leads into another question is, do you think the Raiders have that kind of spurt now that, okay, we don't have Josh McDaniels anymore. Were they the better team or were the Giants just not good? Like, are they just like...
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both, per se. Yeah. But the Giants do suck. Again, they had Danny DeVito playing.
If we had to lose to somebody, I'm happy that it was to Antonio Pierce.
That's the only. That's
the only saving grace. I want to have
never lose to the Raiders. I'm sorry. I will never take a loss to the Raiders.
No.
Well, because you're a Niners fan.
No, just their organization is just you lost to that organization.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Run by the
That's
Davises.
crazy.
There's a lot of you act like the Davises didn't spur out 3 Super Bowl victories.
Like how long ago was that?
How long ago was your Super Bowl?
More recent
More
than
recent
theirs.
than that.
1995, 1985. It's still in the past. It's still in the past.
You were alive for one. You weren't for the other.
I wasn't alive for neither.
Oh, you weren't?
No, I was born in '98.
Oh, okay. I was born
The
for
Giants
that.
the Giants had a more recent Super Bowl than you guys.
That's fine.
Y'all stole that from us. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, we didn't bring. We're not bringing it up. We're not talking about Kyle Williams.
You brought it up.
No, but I'll say it sucks to lose to that organization, and they embarrassed you. The Davises and Antonio Pierce embarrassed you on Sunday, and that's
Pretty
that's
bad.
tough.
Well, a lot of teams have embarrassed us. That was atrocious.
Yeah, well,
And the problem is we face the Cowboys in like 2 weeks.
No, honestly, I do blame
Eagles.
your Giants for that one because for weeks on end, we had to listen to Dallas fans go on and on about how they were going to win the Super Bowl. They were building statues for the defense. They were doing all of this just because your Giants couldn't get it together.
Yeah.
You are in the same division. You're telling me you couldn't racked up a little bit more points. You let Dak look like he was the next.
He is it.
What do you want from me, Alex? My team sucks. They stink. They stink.
You know.
They do stink.
Okay, go back in time and let us win that NFC Championship game, please.
Yeah, do that. Do
We
that for us.
deserve that. I don't know
Get
about
out of here,
you.
man. Y'all tried to commit homicide on Eli Manning.
just-
I won't give you nothing back.
It sucks that you have to root for. What do you do with Daniel Jones? Is he honestly? Do
It's
you
done.
cut him? Do you cut him and eat the money?
No, you can't cut him. You gotta because you could if you want to. We're drafting a quarterback this year.
I know you are.
Well,
you have to.
You have to.
Or what we can do is if we don't get a top 3 pick or a top 2 pick, we draft Marvin Harrison Jr. and then it's a deep QB class and we get like Michael Penix in the second round
I don't hate
or the
that.
back end.
But again, what do you do with Daniel Jones? You have that money. You have that contract.
Do you let bygones be bygones?
You cut him after, so he's going to be out for a year. It's his first year of his big contract. So the next year he's going to be out because of ACL. And then the third year he sits, then you cut him. Because after the third year, nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah. But that's where you
Even though he
went.
stole $40 million.
Yeah. From you.
$25 million
From you.
from extra
Giants,
injury.
That Giants jacket you bought, that money is going to Daniel Jones. Hope you know that, right?
It's a very good jacket, by the way. It's very soft.
It is very good.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I would much rather have Brock Purdy than Daniel Jones. I'll tell you that much.
I'm with you.
Got a point there.
Yeah.
All right. Before the commercial break, Ferris will give his top 5 teams in the NFL. Don't go anywhere.
I'm excited for this one.
What's good, happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Milner, and I got you a brand new list. I know, lists. Yeah, we got movie lists, we got shopping lists, we got wish lists, but this is the list that gonna end all lists. Baby, this is Ferris's M list, powered to you by KSFS Radio. And the M stands for money, because this list is straight cash, homie. Number 5, we got the Cincinnati Bengals coming off of a massive win against the San Francisco 49ers, slacking them from pillar to post, and Joe Burrow is getting a little bit healthy. That calf is coming back, and a fully healthy Joe Burrow is a dangerous person to play against. And number 4, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars having a great win streak going on. Just beat the New Orleans Saints. Just beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jags are firing on all cylinders. Got a solid young defense. Got a young quarterback looking and finding ways to win, maturing and improving, as well as Travis Etienne. That's the guy you need to be watching out because he's the engine that makes the team go. And number 3, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. Come on, guys. It's Patrick Mahomes. It's not really the Chiefs. It's Patrick Mahomes, and that's all that really matters. He is the engine that makes it go. He is playing very well. He is doing his thing because at the end of the day, you don't bet on Patrick Mahomes because he is always the surefire winner. And number 2, we got the Baltimore Ravens. They are clicking on all cylinders. Lamar Jackson is having a slightly down year statistically, but he's improving it as playing the quarterback position, taking what the defense is giving him and just directing traffic. Still one of the best rushing teams in the league. They got Gus Edwards. They got Keaton Mitchell as a backup, as well as, I believe, Lamar Jackson is their leading rusher, but they have a plethora of running backs to save them and reduce it, as well as they got new receivers. OBJ, Zay Flowers, and Rashad Bateman is getting back healthy, but not fully there. But OBJ and Zay Flowers are the key to that passing game, as well as Mark Andrews. And number 1 on the list, we got the Philadelphia Eagles, man, the best team in the league. They have one loss, just chugging on all cylinders. Jalen Hurts is coming back on his MVP season, as well as that defensive line got better. They have a healthy Jordan Davis. They got Jalen Carter, fell to them in the draft. They still got Hassan Reddick. They still got Fletcher Cox. Josh Sweat is playing very well. And that people thought the linebacker core was going to be the weakness, but it hasn't been that much of a weakness. You know, they got Nakobe Dean coming off of injury, and he's playing very well, but that offensive line is the key to everything. Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, and Jason Kelsey are the engine that makes this team go. You are a running back. You want to run behind that offensive line, and that's why they're the best team in the NFL. The offensive line is key. Never tell Never allow anyone to tell you differently. You got a great offensive line, you can do magic in this NFL. And everyone, that is my top 5. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You may agree, you may disagree. Personally, I don't care because it's my opinion and you should have your own opinion. Find your top 5 and send them to me when you free.